Welcome to Rotary in Action. I'm Mike Storozuk. I'm a member of the Sault Rotaract Club. This is Carly Brown, co-president of the Rotaract Club. This is Christina Coutu, the executive director of the Center for Social Justice and Good Works. And this is Frank Sarlo, the chair of the board of directors of the Center for Social Justice and Good Works. We're here to talk to you about leadership, change, about having an impact on a community, a group of people, or even on yourself. Okay? Before we start, I really want to ask you a question. Have you ever had the need to help someone? To reach out and create positive, lasting change in the life of another person, in yourself, or just a group of people? That feeling is necessary in Sault Ste. Marie, in Canada, and throughout the world. But an important thing is action. Learning and growing as a person and developing the skills required to create change. And myself and Carly, as members of Rotaract, we're young developing professionals in this community. And Rotaract is a young group of people who are trying to live out the Rotary mission, okay? And that's to create change in the lives of people. And youth development is our main focus, okay? And we are here, we've had the privilege of being mentored by these wonderful people. Carly and I have both been part of a leadership program that the center has developed. So I just want to ask, okay, what was the origins of that leadership program?
Well, we had a group that had two major concerns. One was the fact that there was a diminishing of people being involved in organizations, and these organizations were all out there doing good works. And we were saying, how are we going to in the future supplant a lot of these things that were there? The other thing that came forward in the group that when we had discussions was the fact that our young people were being utilized, I thought, in a way that wasn't proper. Our young people were given jobs rather than using the skills that our young people have. So as a center, we decided to attempt to bring young people forward and give them the advice from years and a number of people that had done and taken leadership positions, and say, how do we transfer all of these ideas over to young people coming out so that they could not take jobs, but actually take leadership positions and create positive change.
Discovering those skills, fostering them, and motivating them. Now, can you speak of that, Christina, on behalf of the origins of the center and how leadership has almost kind of grown out of the center from its beginnings?
Yeah, well, what we learned was that youth in our community, and I'm sure it's applicable throughout the world, but they're all looking for something to excite them, to motivate them, and to empower them. They're looking for a way to create positive change in their community, but they weren't sure what the outlet was. So I was blessed enough to get the position as executive director, and with Frank's direction, along with some other volunteers, the leadership program was established, and we've delivered 2 rounds of it as of now. What we realized was that there are a lot of youth out there that want to do more than what they're doing right now. And we also realized that by gathering everybody together and encouraging everybody to do just one small piece, if we all work together, we can really create a huge positive change in our community and throughout the world. Yeah.
Now, speaking on networking and whatnot, Carly, I mean, you were part of the first wave of the leadership program. Can you speak on how Frank and Christina and other members of the center have kind of motivated you with respect to creating change in the community?
Yeah, so we were really fortunate with that first leadership training skills program that we had a really great group of youth and young professionals that had come together to create some positive change in our community. And through that, we developed a recreation program for the downtown core for the youth. And it was really successful. We ran it in the summer, and then we're running it again now for a 6-week program. It started in January, and we're going to continue on throughout the year. And this program really fills an identified need for our community to supply youth with an opportunity to have some recreation, skills training, socialization, and some positive influences within our community. So that was a great partnership with us. And then we are also able to get our Rotaract members. About half of our members are also volunteers with the Social Justice and Good Work Center for that program, for the recreation program for youth. So it was a good partnership for us, and it was a good skills training for myself as well.
And I think I can speak on behalf of everyone here, is that there's this internal passion, that almost needs to be fostered. The question of how do I create change? And if you have an idea, it might not be the correct idea, but through leadership, through guidance of the people who have gone through these, challenges in terms of discovering how to create change, and you can, learn to develop those skills and to design programs and plan them and implement them in a manner that might actually impact another person. Now, can you speak on behalf of the learning that you have?
For me, it's been an absolute joy, to see the wonderful leaders that have developed in a very short period of time. And a lot of these leaders that came forward had a lot of skills and experience in different things, like Carly, and therefore brought the new wave of doing things together with what we were trying to teach. But when you look at the first thing of how to become a leader and the different pieces that are necessary to have a project, and then have a leadership program that actually allows those people to use those skills that they've learned to create something from the ground up. And probably for me, the biggest thing is that this group of leaders moved from a program that attracted in the first week 19 children to last week, which is 48 children. And you go out there and you not only see the smiles on the children's faces, but the smiles on the leadership group and the volunteers that they've brought. So it's an enormous feeling for me to see that all those thoughts that we had really work.
Yeah, no, it's having that passion and transforming it into an action, and that action can lead into other outcomes. And
as part of our leadership program, both of you being graduates of it, we address both the need for the curriculum. So what is leadership? What are the different aspects of it? How do you create community mobilization? So we had the curriculum, but in addition to that, we had our guest speakers who brought their own personal view and were really great at explaining what the content was based on their own experiences and how they created events and community mobilizations. And then the third component was the project component, which is the recreation program. And the important thing to acknowledge is that all of the leaders that came to the table here had their own skills and have learned that the best way to accomplish the most is to do it together. And as mentioned before, in small pieces each. So when you have a certain skill, you bring it to the table, you teach the other leaders as well. It's not only us that's facilitating, right? The group really got involved. The speakers really got involved. And the project really went well. And it's because you created a passion. And also when we ran the recreation program, seeing how much the children enjoyed having those 2 hours to just run around a gym and get some activities. I think the parents enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, and I really like that teamwork element. And that's how it is at Rotaract. We mobilize our skills. And can you speak on behalf of Rotaract as an organization of leadership, and maybe the composition of our Rotaract Club, and how we might need and do need more members? We need to mobilize the skills of the young professionals in Sault Ste. Marie, because it's just such great opportunities. So can you speak on behalf of that?
Well, the nice thing about our Rotaract group is it is young professionals, and we don't, it's not a certain age or anything like that. You can be in university or college, you can be just starting out in your career, early 30s, whatever the case may be. We'll take anybody. We're really in need of some support with our group. We have a great core group that does a lot, but we do a lot of projects throughout the year, and it would be great to have some new interest and some new leadership and some new skills, so we can start some new projects as well. We do a lot of core things throughout the year. We have a backpack project every year that we do, and we supply about 80 backpacks to local shelters with care items. We do the Color Blast for Rotary Fest. We do a mocktails at Rotary Fest.
We recently developed the reverse garage sale.
The reverse garage sale, yeah. We do an international project every year. We work with different organizations and volunteer our time to support different causes that we feel are important to us and important to Rotary mandates. And we're also really inventive. So if there's something that the group really wants to do, or they want to bring something forward, like Mike here really is passionate about Big Brothers. So we're looking at doing a project for them to help support them, and we're looking at supporting the Social Justice and Good Work Center, and we support other organizations as well as there is a need and we identify those needs, or as people come to us and someone from the group says that that's something that they want to do.
Yeah, Carly, I think you've hit on exactly what's important, because it's the partnerships that really make things work. So that, and the networking that you're going to be able to do through Rotaract, and now with the center and our partnerships
and
with
connecting to Big Brothers,
connecting to Big Brother, then connecting with the Neighborhood Resource Center, connecting with the YMCA, and bringing all of those things together. And then you find businesses like the Tech who are more than happy to give us the gym on Saturday mornings to do these programs. It's everybody together that creates that positive change.
Absolutely. And it's the relationships that are built, and knowing that we're part of a community. And the key thing is, when anyone can be a leader, okay, on any given day, in any given moment. I mean, it doesn't take a specific skill set, I think, personally, okay? It takes a motivation, a desire to learn, and have an influence on people, to be humble and to learn from them. So if you're thinking that you need a university degree or a master's degree, you don't, okay? It takes working with people, okay? And one of the main missions of Rotaract is professional development. I mean, and being part, and coming out of university and just being in the academic world, I personally have been impacted. I mean, I've been humbled, and working with Rotaract, working with the Center for Social Justice, the skills, the professional skills, the patience to create change that I've learned has changed my life. And
well, Mike, in watching, from the months that we've been together, it's the ability to gain the confidence that you can do something, and watching the growth and confidence of the group of leaders is just something to behold.
And it's fun. Like we have a great time. Like our mocktails at Rotary Fest is awesome. The Color Blast is awesome. We're a great group of volunteers, and we're really inclusive and accepting. And so is the center, and you pick your passion and pick the areas that you want to volunteer and volunteer, and that's the big thing. I work for the Canadian Cancer Society as well, and I'm the volunteer engagement coordinator. So trying to get people to volunteer, I know, and as we know, working for nonprofits can sometimes be a challenge. But I've found in my profession that once those people do come out and volunteer, they're going to keep coming back because they enjoy it, and it's you feel good, and you're also doing good. Yeah,
you're also doing good, and I mean you're developing, to my knowledge, an entrepreneurship program, eh?
We have an entrepreneurship program, and we ran it for an entire year. We had a very good success with it. We currently have 5 small businesses running in Sault Ste. Marie, but it's something that we're trying to promote to youth as well. And there is a desperate need in our community and many others that youth start thinking about starting their own businesses. It's not only about getting your full-time permanent job. And there's so many opportunities out there, and there's so many niche markets that need to be filled. And places like the Center for Social Justice and Good Works, yes, we're teaching entrepreneurship, but Rotaract is a great opportunity for anybody who wants to get involved, who wants to start thinking about doing their own thing. You have a lot of individuals who have been involved in Rotaract and volunteer opportunities throughout the city. So anybody who hasn't yet done it has the ability to mentor underneath one of the youth that are involved in Rotaract. Well, our entrepreneurship program also brings mentoring into it. So if you want to start a small business and you're a little bit unsteady on your feet, we can help provide additional guidance by setting you up with local business mentors. And these leaders are really interested in being involved.
Yeah, and I think it's important for young people, because I think that we're losing the fact that young people have options. It seems that the only options that have been looked at over the last number of years is, one, either I can find a job in the area that I want to work, or I leave town. And I say there's another option here. The option is you're coming out with an education and you're in a new world where you can learn anything about anything, and you can use your creative spirit to develop ideas to create your own businesses. And if we can instill that type of thinking, we can keep a lot of our young people home and doing good work in Sault Ste.
That's great. I think a key message is that being in university or coming out of university, the question of what am I going to do, you don't have to know See, knowledge won't ever really be there as to what you're going to do for a profession for the rest of your life. It means discovering and fostering your skills and meeting with these people and being part of Rotaract and just taking the time to live in that area of uncertainty, so to speak, okay? And growing and just asking questions and reaching out to the leaders in our community. And Frank and Christina at the center are amazing leaders from my perspective, and I know I can speak on behalf of Carly, okay? And being a member of Rotaract will help foster that leadership. And you can bring, if you're a business student, you can help bring those type of skills and passions. If you're a psychology student, you can bring those skills and passions from any perspective and any discipline that you're in, okay? It's not knowing what you're going to do. It's not that end goal, that job, that final thing that might not emerge immediately. It might take time and you might need guidance. I know I do.
Well, Mike, we had great success in in working with the leaders from Rotaract and in doing the leadership training with them. So, you know, whoever you get that's going to join Rotaract, please don't hesitate to have them come through our program because you know, you understand how successful that can be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thank you very much, all of you, for this.
Thank you for having
pleasure.
us. Yeah.
This has been great, and learning starts now. That's the message, okay? Learning starts
I wish I was young again so I could join Rotaract.
Yeah.
If you are interested in joining Rotaract, or if you are interested in taking any of the programs with the center is located on
One Herrick Street. Yeah.
One Herrick
Herrick.
Street, yes.
And you can also check out our Rotary office. We do partner with Rotary very closely, so you can also check out the Rotary office downtown on Queen Street, and you can check with them. Or you can contact us through the center, or myself, Carly, or Mike.
Or just call 705-987-6563. That's my personal cell phone, okay? You can call me or text me, and I'll answer any questions you need, okay? So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.